the colossal Terran from Germany. The most massive possible upset here. It is Big Gabe, occasionally known as HeroMarine. On the other side, the most dramatic and sometimes the #1 Pro Tour player in the world from Korea. It's herO. A best of 5 to see who goes on and who goes home. The winner of this will move on to face Solar for potentially a spot in the final rounds. And of course, the loser is knocked out. I have no predictions here. herO just beat Maru. HeroMarine beat Showtime. Both of them just came off a close-fought Terran versus Pro Tour's battle. And I think they have distinctly different styles. herO sometimes looks like the most decisive, most game-endingly powerful sort of Blink Stalker, 2-base all-in player. HeroMarine can play late game with the best of them, but I put him as more of a macro Terran overall. That doesn't mean we won't see any early Cyclone builds, Widowmine drops, everything in between. I doubt we're going to see some of that mech play that Gumiho has broken out a couple times so far, but HeroMarine, he was forged by, and puns somewhat intended, forged by the European Grandmaster ladder. Now, I am a little bit, I'll admit to it, I think we can all be jealous of Big Gabe for so many reasons. Impossible to list the titanic number, but at the same time, he regularly streams top 5 Grandmaster while commentating in his second language. I only speak 2 languages, English and American. And I don't play StarCraft nearly as well or with as much commentary. So, am I intimidated by him? I refuse to answer that question. So, with that said, I expect a very middle-of-the-road style. I feel like a lot of players, like Hearthstone we just saw, as a streamer, as a commentator, ends up playing these later game macro styles as they're the most consistent. They're the most likely to be able to find success over time. And speaking of success, the Hellion can't take another hit from the Adepts. herO, no, okay. Thought the shade would actually get in. Enough meta talk. Enough talking about the excitement that is Big Gabe. And let's actually commentate the game here. Stargate first. Oracle on the way across. HeroMarine has opted for multiple Hellions, which means no Widowmine, no Oracle. There's only 4 Marines on the field right now. 5 is enough to deal directly with the Oracle. But of course the Oracle, no Widowmines means he's going to boost the Marines underneath the Oracle to try to intercept it. Gets 2 SCV kills here, not bothering with any more. The natural forced away. Hellions running right by the Adepts, a little out of position. He's going to get 1 probe, 2 to start. Phoenixes, just in time. Picks up and knocks down those Hellions. And Big Gabe's early game, severely undercut. Oracle comes home as well. Still fully intact. Interference Matrix on the way for the singular Raven. A Cyclone being added on. So overall, herO getting the better end of this early game exchange, but by no means a decisive one. A few kills on either side. They both know the lay of the land, what the other is going for. Did HeroMarine see the gases? Yes, he saw 2 gases at the natural, though he didn't see the robo because it didn't exist yet. But seeing 2 gases in general lets him know, oh, hunting down the Raven, but getting a Phoenix and an Oracle in turn. Okay, I think that was worth it. If it was just the Oracle, just the Phoenix, maybe not. But overall, getting 2 of those early Stargate units. The Raven, only 150, 150 nowadays, so not too bad of a trade. herO just now taking his 3rd Nexus. A little on the later side. Made sure to get his tech early here. Forge, Twilight for charge, as well as a robotics facility. Already laid down. The Phoenix is still looking for an opportunity. Might get 1 or 2 more SCVs. Don't really want to take... Definitely not worth it to lose any more here. Templar Archives on the way. Rushing. The Storm has made a dramatic resurgence over the last, essentially since the balance patch. I think partially with a lot of Terrans going for the Cyclones, they delay their tech a little bit more. Their bio a little bit more. That means Ghost's not going to come out as quickly. The Storm has a lot of potential. And Archons, of course, are amazing if you can use them. But that all comes down to not dealing with the Ghosts quite as early on, but instead more Cyclone-based pushes like we see here. Will HeroMarine have... No, he's juggling... Wow, that's actually surprisingly effective. And those Cyclones get a bonus damage versus mechanical, which those Phoenix is technically classified as. Hero has a Warp Prism headed towards the other side. Things are going to get weird. Ideally, he snipes the Raven, but HeroMarine protecting it. A single medevac is sent out. Kind of conspicuous here. Double drop. Warp Prism comes in as 2 medevacs go out. Those medevacs probably going to want to turn around here. He's sending him out to reinforce. More Zealots are going to be warped in. Charge is done. Combat Shield is completed as well. Stim, 2, 1. He gets it. Oh, by half a second, by 2-3 Zealot swipes. If he was able to stop Stim, that severely hamstrings HeroMarine's push. But he didn't get it. Scrambles the Immortal. The force field will keep HeroMarine at bay, but he just flies in towards the main. Storm is not done. It's a long way off. The Marines on the high ground. Auto turret laid down. The Immortal finally unscrambled here, but does Hero have nearly enough back at home? His Templar Archives is potentially vulnerable. The Marines just go into the main. The mineral line could be gutted here. 8 probes so far. More army at the natural. The Warp Prism came back. A whole lot of charge lots with it, but Hero already losing 16 probes. Those medevacs could potentially escape as well. The Phoenixes were taken out, but he's still just gonna fight. The Archon helping out. Takes out 1 medevac, but it's not the one with the units in it. Has to come back to the natural. Gonna be chased down by the Prism, but it's just not fast enough. Scans to spot for it. Feedback almost enough, but not quite gonna take out the medevac. The Archon's juggling. Warp Prism saved by the battery. Another medevac down, but the damage was dealt. 18 probes killed. He got all the Phoenixes. He got the sentries. He's severely slowed down the economy. And he knows exactly what Hero is doing. Big Gabe off to a roaring start in Game 1. But he does have to survive the counterattack. The Widow Mines going to help significantly with that. He doesn't have an armor. He does have a 3rd command center. Drop into the main charge lots. Stalkers hunted down, stalked in turn. The Marine stutter stepping back, gunning down the Zealots. It's just not enough here. Meanwhile, the Warp Prism barely survived throughout all this. The Orbital Command! Oh no, he's gonna lose the Orbital, but Hero? Oh my god, somehow the Prism lives. Very rare for Hero. But another drop, and a drop in the main. It's drop o'clock right now. Auto turret at the back got some kills. Hero gonna come in again. He's trying to dodge the Widow Mines to mild success here with the Warp Prism. The boys are pulled, and HeroMarine is putting it all on the line to deal with it. Those Widow Mines need to be dodged. He's not going to. The Immortal taking a lot of damage. He's warping it at point-blank range, and it's going to be successful. 15 SCVs down, but there's still Marines and a medevac. He's going to take out the 3rd Nexus. HeroMarine has enough production and enough economy left over. And without the Warp Prism, Hero doesn't have any other options. Big Gabe doing the damage and holding it home. It was dicey. It was precarious. But now he's stabilized. And when the smoke clears, HeroMarine clearly has an advantage. That's understating it. 107 to 63 supply. 2 bases to 2, but Mules. The worker count is in favor of Big Gabe as well. Widowmine drop headed out. No blank. There's no... What's the saving grace? This Widowmine drop could seal the deal. The Marines are still in that medevac. He's just spreading them out. Armory's on the way, by the way. Gonna make things even more difficult. He can't afford any mine hits, but he's going to be taking them. Another one at the natural. This one's gonna hurt. Oh my god. Even the mining time. But HeroMarine, with it, gets a full scout as well. The juggling. some Templar. Just cataclysmic storms are what are needed. Even then, it's going to be hard to beat this bio army. HeroMarine realizes the army's on the wrong side of the map. What are you going to do? Recall? It's too late for that. There's going to be nothing to recall back to. The probe's on the run. The Zealot counter picks up into the main. HeroMarine quarantining the natural. Realizing all he has to do is close it out. If he kills the next eye, what is there left? A full-on base trade with everything left on the field. The probes are being slaughtered. The high ground, but the storm? Oh, no, 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 that observer! Oh, he has no more detection. I don't think it would matter much anyways, Hero. Just not enough units. The Widow Mines take out the Zealot. The main base is being gutted. And game one will be going to the German Terran player. He has to close it out. He has to hold the line. But there's not enough left on the field for Hero. He has no way to detect the mines. They will burrow right in his face. And 2 Gs are in his future. Hero just has nothing. 1 Archon. HeroMarine takes game 1. He held his ground. Hero again trying for that kind of YOLO toss style. Trying to catch you off guard, make you make a mistake. But HeroMarine kind of quarantined the damage. He was willing to lose some at home to do more damage on the other side. And Hero unable to manage both sides of it simultaneously. The efficiency of medevacs and Marines is hard to match, especially without the splash damage. And he didn't have the stim finishing by that much. That much, even. I think that was a big part of it. If he was able to cancel it, which is not something you can rely on, but if he was able to cancel it, makes it a lot harder to do that sort of deadly damage and run into the main. Hard lead. Game 2. 1-0 HeroMarine. Here we go. In the bottom right. In the red. With a command performance in game 1. The German Terran. It's a big game. On the top left. Not quite able to manage the chaos and come out on top. It's Hero. He may have beaten Maru, but HeroMarine is something different. What is this? A gateway wall? Interesting. Not sure what he's looking for here. Is he expecting an NG Bay block? No, this probe is not. Yeah. Well. Well. Okay. 2 gate. Timing. Will HeroMarine scout it? No scout at all so far. He's got the 2 gas, which is a good sign. Starts with a reactor. I would say that's also a good sign, as that gives him the option for way more Marines early on. This is the only time he'd be able to get that reactor. A blind reactor could pay off, but he does need to eventually scout it, because if you don't have a bunker by the time Stalkers and or Adepts can be at the ramp, it gets a lot dicier. Well, we'll see. Factory on the way. Zealot first, Cybercore finishing. Double Reaper. Huh. This has been the new flavor of Terran versus Protoss. That heavy tech play early on. Double Reaper has a lot of potential, but it does cut into your gas. I don't think this command center will be finishing. Hellion on the way. That Stalker showing up is going to be incredibly suspicious. I think he just cancels it. Yeah. Alright. Reapers show up. Let's see if he's coming down. No. It ain't happening. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm not locked in here with you. Dancing around on the depot. Adept is coming in. Things are escalating. Does he shut the door in his face? He's not shutting the door. He's letting... in fact, he opens up the other side. He wants to keep the base alive. And the Reapers, he might be able to kill one of the Adepts. Targets it down. And Hero will commit to forcing the cancel. Okay. On the low ground. Oh, Adept. But the Cyclone, another Adept. The Cyclone is a game changer here. He knocks him into the base. I think the Cyclone is more than enough, though. The Cyclone counters any of these units individually. And now HeroMarine, he has the initiative. Thing is, oh no, that sentry! What are you gonna do? Death Rattle Force Field? Nope, just dies. The sentry a bit optimistic. What is back here? There's another Adept. He really doesn't want to lose that pylon. HeroMarine is committing to the pylon, but he's now getting surrounded. Oh no! A bit of a disaster! He loses the Cyclone, the most important part of this. He gets away with the Reaper Hellion, but now... oh, the siege tank on the way, but HeroMarine may have bitten off more than he can chew. He really wanted that pylon, but it's gonna cost him. The siege tank just started. Cloak Banshee is supply blocked. The command center's finishing. He's holding the line here. But... 2 Stalkers back at home. The expansion is quite late, which is the only saving grace. And that siege tank about to complete. That should shut this down for now. Siege is up the tank. I believe... yeah, Hero gets through using that shade for high ground vision there. Yeah. Oh. He tried to use the tank fire against him. Still gets a couple Marines. Not bad. Meanwhile, the Reaper's working on the pylon. Action-packed early game. And it's not done yet. He's not going to get the pylon done. It's his white whale here. Captain Gabe will kill that pylon, even if it costs him everything. And so far, it's cost him nearly that. You can attribute the majority of his losses to trying to kill that pylon so far. If he was able to keep the first Cyclone alive... I don't think Hero... he's just got a robo now. He does have a battery in the main, but nothing at the natural. Siege tank finds an opportunity. But the Banshee... the Banshee! Cloak is completed! There's nothing! He can cloak. He's waiting for the recall. He hits the cloak. Oh no, it's a disaster for Hero. The robo isn't done. He could just target the battery and start working on the probes. Oh no! A perfect choice from HeroMarine. He's building them. Oh god. Not like this. This is it. This is almost game-ending damage. By a single Banshee. In current year. And another Banshee. After all this, he finally gets the pylon. Well, Hero was setting up for a solid contain. He was doing great work. But HeroMarine, a single cloak Banshee, has undercut all of it. And he's just fighting. And guess what? There are tanks here now. Blink is not done. And he's just scrambling back to defend, but the Banshees are still in the main. The 3 siege tanks doing terrible, terrible damage. He has battery overcharge, but he's not going to have a battery at this rate. He got to do something. He loses the battery cloak Banshee. The tanks may be taken out, but at what cost? He loses so many Stalkers. Oh no. No, that's it. Again, Hero might not be dead. Okay, well, the Banshees come back in. HeroMarine. A decisive play. And again, Hero left. Crawling. There's a... Okay. Alright. Like... Yeah, oh, a beautiful Banshee micro, but just that seems a bit gratuitous. Yep, those are Banshees. Can he... Wow. A beautiful execution in every sense of the word, and HeroMarine is up 2-0 in about 15 minutes. Just incredible choice. He got a little distracted by the Panem, but the Banshee wins out. An expensive and somewhat risky choice, but at the end of the day, the right one. And that's match point. Wow. I expected a close match, but not necessarily like this. And honestly, not particularly close. Well, that heads us directly into Game 3. We're going into Oceanborn. Hero has attempted multiple varieties of shenanigans here to effectively no success. HeroMarine is good at shutting down the cheese. He's played the European ladder, which is essentially just 199 Protoss Grandmasters and HeroMarine. That's what it feels like some days. And he's ready to take this home. Here we go. Loading in. Game 3. A potential clean sweep for this gargantuan man in the bottom right. The German Terran player. Big Gabe. Also known as HeroMarine. On the other side, dropping the Marine from his name and probably regretting it, it's just Hero. I don't know. Like, these are not off-kilter Hero builds. These are the kind of builds he does all the time. A lot of the time he finds success with them, but HeroMarine, I do truly think, it's not just, as the kids say, memeing, but I do truly think that experience, that salt encased in saturated experience that is the ladder, has really kind of inoculated HeroMarine to these sort of early game builds that Hero is doing. They're meant to throw the Terran off and lead into a solid mid-game for the Protoss, but HeroMarine just comes back swinging. And Hero just didn't have, he didn't have it. He saw the Tech Lab starport. He just didn't believe he would go Cloak Banshee. Either he didn't believe it or didn't really register it. It should have been a Raven. That's usually what it is. Oh my god, the SCV, you can't tell it exactly where to go, but you can stop it from building temporarily at least. Alright. Which very technically could be used to manipulate which side of the depot you're on. You got Double Reaper again. If it ain't broke, I don't think it needs fixing. As Double Reaper has worked out. A lot of options to shut down any early game. And potentially do damage on the other side, of course. Command center on the way. Twilight is the choice for Hero. Falling back to likely the Blink. The more cookie cutter build here that we see most often. No Stargate, no Proxy Gate, just the Twilight. We'll see what Big Gabe can get done with these initial units. Four Reapers and 2 Hellions. This is an older TVT build turned to TVP. The Adept Shade's buy. Does he cancel? He canceled the Shade. Very important. 1 Adept would not be enough. 2 Adepts won't be enough against the reinforcements on their way out here. HeroMarine is baiting him. But can he do it masterfully enough? He lets it go, but 2 more Reapers show up. The Hellion knocked out of the air by the grenade itself, but triple Adept is enough Okay, this is going sideways here. Yeah. Great grenade saves the last 2 Reapers, but a bit of an overcommitment. Didn't expect that 3rd Adept to join the fray. There's actually nothing to stop the I take it there's a Stalker to stop the Reapers back at home. It's gonna be Blink and Robo. The Adepts, unchallenged. 2 Marines, not enough to really make much of a difference here. Target's down 1. On top of the other. There's a Cyclone on the way, but the Adepts have the run of the place. A full scout, so HeroMarine, a strong start so far. There's 2 Marines. I don't know if those Marines are supposed to be here, but he dropped a mule, and now HeroMarine's trying to target it. Citizens arrest. Cyclone's here. Gets 1 more SCV. So HeroMarine's not out of it yet. Oh, no. Lazy robot. Back to mining. HeroMarine signs of life here. Warp Prism on the way, but he only has 2 gateways, so only so much aggression you can get done. HeroMarine sends out a Raven. Already blinking out. Shield Battery looks like it'll be a split second too late if HeroMarine sends in the Raven immediately. Templar Archives before 3rd. Oh, he doesn't send in the Raven. That means the Shield Battery will be done. Severely limiting the options for the auto turret. He might slap it down anyways. Heads towards the main. But does HeroMarine have anything there? He does have a siege tank ready. He hasn't committed it. Well, you know, he really should have sieged it up, though. The siege tank, no reaction. And now Hero. Oh, without that tank. The auto turret finds a couple kills. I think he wanted to make sure it was the right spot, but he just didn't react quite in time. The Cyclone helping out a lot. And doing the damage to those Stalkers, but already losing 9 SCVs. The supply depot won't supply block him, partially because of those 9 SCVs. But now, feeling a lot more comfortable taking a 3rd hero. Up a dozen workers. The Observer's over everything. I don't know if HeroMarine will commit a scan to take it out. The Raven did survive. He does commit that scan. Stalker's out in front. Knock out the Reaper. The Raven in a precarious position here. Storm is halfway done. Very quick Storm. He's got Templar in the Prism as well. Ready for a Storm drop. Raven waiting for its opportunity. Templar can negate it almost immediately with feedback. Storm 10-15 seconds out. Another Observer on top of everything. And Storm is done. It's time. On to the natural. Great Storms! He gets 9 more SCVs. And he gets out with both Templar. HeroMarine going from bad to worst. He's got an Archon merging in. There's no way he's going to get Storms again anytime soon. Might as well have the Archon. The Medivacs are on the way out. If there was ever an opportunity. A double drop is loaded up. That Archon finishing off what the Templar started. Once the Prism, the Cyclone is not enough. All the small things headed towards Hero in this game. Stims the Marines. There is no combat shield in production. Nor on the field. I don't know if he just couldn't find the money for it. But HeroMarine, very limited in his options here. Hero, on the other hand, he's up 20 workers. Double auto turret here. This goes for the shield battery. Is charge done? It is. A couple siege tanks are good, but there's Templar. What are they even gonna storm? The Marines just evaporate, sliced up immediately. Siege tanks, one unsieged. Immortals, GG. Hero strikes back. A straight up the middle blink build, but more than enough. We got a series on our hands. 3 Well, game 3 down, 2-1, HeroMarine. A bit off kilter with that early Reaper Hellion. I think he really wanted to just get the critical damage done early, take advantage of Hero being maybe a little out of position. But Hero made a third Adept, which HeroMarine was not ready for. A lot of mind games in these early exchanges, because if you go for 3 Adepts, it looks like a Stargate build. That's what you're expecting at that stage. You could go Blink behind it. Going for 3 Adepts early is quite a commitment in delaying your Stalkers. But I think caught a bit off guard by the Blink. And after that, obviously, we're seeing if the players need a break. I don't know. It hasn't been a long series so far. Every game under 10 minutes. Here says he's okay. I'm not surprised. See about Big Gabe. No breaks, says HeroMarine. No breaks for anyone. No breaks on this train. As we're crashing into game 4. I'll know the map momentarily. I think you can shake that one off as HeroMarine. That was his attempt at some early game shenanigans. Didn't work out. It happens. He's got another one to burn as we go into Hecate. Loading it up. We'll see if we make it past the 10-minute mark at any of these games. They've been quite decisive. Game 4. HeroMarine 2. Hero 1. Europe versus Korea. Meeting in Atlanta, Georgia. Where worlds collide. In the top right. The Korean Protoss in the blue. It's Hero. And the bottom left. Looking solid so far. A bit shaky in the last game. But overall, match point for Big Gabe. HeroMarine. No idea what to expect. Oh, that's a very early probe. That is beginning of the game probe right there. That's a statement, is what it is. A statement that I want to see everything you're doing, and I'm confident that at the very least, this will be very annoying. I think probe probably a strong competitor for the most stressful, or in terms of unit to blood pressure raising ratio, I think the probe probably has the strongest performance. A lot of other units, Widowmines, DTs, Banelings, are great at stressing out StarCraft players, but no individual unit on a regular basis does as much as the pesky probe. Oh, well, mostly because the entirety of the Protoss could be warped in via a single probe. So, but those shields regenning may kill an SCV. Not a massive victory, but definitely a huge emotional one. HeroMarine not repairing. He's going for it. He's going deep into the mineral line. A Reaper is on the way. Not a reactor first this time. Not going to risk it when the probe's sitting there watching. Did Hero actually... He saw the factory on the high ground here. So HeroMarine giving away a little bit of extra info. Adept chronoed out. Expansion. HeroMarine does have the double gas. As everyone, including Hero, has noticed. Reaper. The Reaper wall will force it down the center here. Adept should be done momentarily. Gets a probe. Makes up for the annoyance earlier. But definitely don't want to lose the Reaper this early on. Do whatever you can. Did he see the Stargate? No. Reaper was forced to... Oh, he comes back around. Past the Adept. It might Well, now he sees the Stargate. Might as well go for probes. Anything you can do. No, awkward there. Didn't actually get the grenade on it. Back to the natural. The Reaper is up there with the probe in terms of blood pressure inducing units, but definitely quite high. Still doesn't quite equal the probe, I don't think, but competitive. Barely. For heals enough. Ursadak. Oh, wait, Cyclone. Ursadak moves aside. Hanging out on the bridge. Dangerous place for it to be. If either of those players get distracted. He's doing the jump. He's trying to find the angle. Can he do the grenade? The Reaper wall sometimes invalidated by the Reaper, which always feels, you know, pretty silly. And the Adepts 1 gets a hit, but not quite far enough. Oracle is the choice. No Phoenixes this time. Cyclone on the way. And a Liberator. So early shenanigans. How many Cyclones? It's going to be 3 clones. He's got a Widowmine. We've got the whole variety pack of early game Terran. Few Marines scattered in there. Where are the boys? I'm very surprised we don't see 2 or 3 SCVs pulled with this. Because Tactive Boys could definitely pull this all together. But at the same time, Hero is not taking a third. He's been building up units. How many does he have? He has 3 Oracles. He went for Treacles. So this is going to get weird. The Cyclones will find the Adepts. Good pickoff to start. A potentially devastating timing. Those gateways walling off some of Hero's units. Though loses one of the Cyclones. The Oracles are on the other side of the map. Hero looking for something of a base trade here, potentially. Shield Battery Overcharge could help out. The Oracles are in the main, starting to burn through the SCVs. The gateways are going to be taken out. He's down to 1 after this. Phoenix in production. Shield Battery Overcharge, but he's targeting the battery. Down goes the Liberator, trying to drag the mine in. The mine actually finishes. Targeting, hits the back line. Another Cyclone. SCV's dying. He's just burning through whatever he can. A shield... 19 probes, 7 SCVs, but the Oracles are going to find more. They got a little distracted by some of the depots, but there's nothing back at home for Big Gabe. The Oracles are nearly out of energy, though. And that means, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, the numbers are tallied, well, an Oracle's still going to work here. 16 SCVs down. The Oracles are completely out of energy. 17 SCVs to 21 probes. HeroMarine has a 3-worker lead. But, well, where did those Cyclones end up? There are 3 Cyclones on the field, 2 of them in this medevac. Some of the Marines are going to be caught. Another brutal early game, but no decisive advantage at the moment. Gotta be careful. I think 3 clones is too much. With any Marines underneath, he's gonna try to knock him down. No, 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 no. Hero, he gets the Raven, but what does it cost? Not really that much. Actually, it wasn't too bad. The Oracles have built up enough energy for a short burn. It tossed 25 to light him up, and then burns through a little more than 1 energy a second. So, the Adept did the main, spots some of the units. The tank, no third base yet. Oracles actually goes straight onto the clones. Burns through the clones. And the Widowmine trying to move in, but the tank, he could lift it. Not gonna bother. Loses a lot of HP on the Phoenix. Loses 2 Oracles. There's no energy left. HeroMarine starting to consolidate his forces. He's got Stim, he's got Combat Shield, he's got +1 on the way. Hero is gambling on a Robotics Bay while going Phoenix, which might be his best bet. Just directly trying to counter everything on the ground and denying the air. As right now, his economy is lackluster. Immortal drop looking for combat shield. Doesn't know for sure it's combat shield. Oh, you can't lose the immortal, and he doesn't get the tech lab. No! It's a disaster for Hero. Losing that much HP on the immortal. He's still trying to get the damage done. There's another tech lab upgrading. You cannot lose that immortal. You cannot lose that immortal. Hero. Hero. I don't think the SCVs are going to repair that immortal for you. Meanwhile, a medevac sent out. Intercepted, though, dropping out the Marines, but most of them stuck inside, and the other two taken out. HeroMarine, a bit of a misstep there. Sending out a single medevac. I mean, gambling that Hero's still back at home, or still sitting on his doorstep, but it doesn't pay off. And that brings it a little closer here. Hero now scraping up enough minerals for a third Nexus. Oh, the Oracle spots so much of this. He's just going to try to go. He might be able to pick up the tank. Immortal drops out. Bit of a false start there. HeroMarine, the Colossus juggles back. Ooh, he had to get the Stalker out of the prism before he could juggle it back, and the Colossus is damaged as well. Revelation keeps a tag on him. Finally, kicking and screaming, we've been dragged to 100 supply. Vikings, well, Viking taken out by the Phoenixes. Marines will try to chase him down, but good luck with that. Hero still holding on here. HeroMarine's momentum has been stalled somewhat. And now that Hero has a third base he's working with, it's starting to trend towards him a little more. I would say HeroMarine still has the army to beat, but if he's not able to move out in the next minute or two, that's when things get a lot dicier. The Colossi can juggle away from the Marauders. There is no reliable anti-air besides the Marines. The Vikings can be zoned out by the Phoenixes. And Hero trying to play zone defense here. The best defense is standing and waiting to try to catch him on his way out. Some big Colossus swipes. He does have extended thermal lance. No other upgrades. Tactive boys with the army. Just enough SCVs for a bit of repair. There it comes here. The Revelation needed. Tags it. Gets the Oracle out. Falls all the way back. Charge is not done. Hero warping in another round. The Vikings looking for any damage they can get. 4 siege tanks here. A significant amount of long-range DPS. And some turrets on the way to help zone out. The tank push from Big Gabe. Looking to hold the line. Here we go. Shield battery overcharge. Hero pulls back. Trying to recharge for maybe one more warp-in. Ideally, if he can get charged, that would help out a lot here. But HeroMarine is pressing the issue. He wants to move on. And here we go. Shield battery overcharge is gone. Siege tanks doing terrible, terrible damage. Down goes the Nexus. And with it, what's left to protect? Oh, he's backed into a corner here. The Warp Prism almost killed. Charge is done. +1 is not going to complete before the fight starts. He's fighting the Phoenixes heads up. Lifts up 3 of the tanks. Gets knocked down again. The Phoenix is targeted. Still 2 tanks on the back line. The turrets are helping out. 3 tanks left. It's just the Colossi. HeroMarine has gutted the ground army. Only the Colossi remain. An Immortal wandering in. He's going to try to juggle just enough. And target fire isn't there. He juggles the Colossi away from the target fire. Picks up one of the tanks. The Immortal helps out a lot. And HeroMarine. Oh my god, the turrets might kill the Colossi. Hero holds a recall for the drop in the main. HeroMarine wasn't done with the aggression. Does he have a third command center? No. But Hero lost his third Nexus. He's on the ropes here, even more than he was before. The fact he was able to hold, he keeps his tournament alive. One of the last hopes for Protoss. HeroMarine, though, he can lift his command centers. He's building a Ghost Academy. He maintains the supply lead. He's got plenty of SCVs. Big Gabe has a lot of inertia. And it's going to be still very hard to stop. Hero really needed those upgrades. The charge, the +1, a little bit quicker. Maybe he could have held on to the Nexus. But he's building a new one. Phoenix count reset. There's 4 Vikings on the field doing their unholy dance there. Scan for observers. Can't afford those. Things slow down, as neither player really has the economy to rebuild quickly. That is a lot of Marauders. There's enough Vikings to potentially cut through the Phoenixes. Maybe a Disruptor or 2. How many Immortals underneath? Just 1. Here comes HeroMarine, looking to claim his spot. I don't know if Hero has enough to stop him. Again, the upgrade's not quite done. +2 ground weapons. He's looking for that Immortal. He's gonna have the shield battery. The boys have arrived! And a lot of them will be burnt to a crisp, but Force Field zones out the rest. A bit of a false start there. The best case scenario for Hero. He's waiting until that +2 ground. The boys are stuck in front here. The Vikings knocking down a Phoenix. There's no shield battery in range. Caught between a rock and a hard place is most of the ground army, but the siege tank's still battering from the back line. 22 SCVs down, but Hero still has most of his army intact. The Zealots are cutting off the few reinforcements that are trickling across. Pulling the boys feels like a bit of a rash move. Probably not realizing exactly how poor Hero's economy was. But here we go. Shield battery overcharge. He has an Immortal on the front line. Immediately obliterated by the siege tanks and the Marauders. The Vikings are dueling it out with the Phoenixes. The Colossi forced back. The Marauder count is so damn high. More charge lots warped in. Juggling the Colossi. He has the last battery here. But the Bio Army is looking maybe too strong. The Colossus must be juggled. The Marauders are nearly dead. He's so close, has to pull the probes. That Colossus, it falls. What is left? The Zealots are cutting through what's left on the army. There's still enough bio units to potentially work through it. Feedback, Archon merged in. Shield battery, out of energy. Vikings hit the deck. Hero, what does he have left? 2 Zealots. HeroMarine has no more SCVs, but he doesn't need them. Hero dragged down to 27 supply. He's got no money in the bank. There's still medevacs. There are still Marines. And there are still Marauders. He recalls his probes away. He's bringing the Zealots back as they harry the SCVs. He's merging 1 Archon, if he's still at a Prism. But Hero, it's not enough. The 1 Archon, does he have enough energy for overcharge? Yes, he uses it, but the battery's gone. Well, he can kite. He has his HeroMarines. The Archon, are you kidding me? There's a tank. There's a tank. It's not over yet, but there are mules. And that means there's still there's an SCV. It's down to this. A single Zealot. He's killing those Marines. He needs to get in close distance on the tank. The Archon! The Archon! A Zealot! No! The Archon dies! And with it, how is it down to this? Are you kidding me right now? Stutter stepping 1 Marine, warping in 1 Zealot. If the last unit HeroMarine has is a Marine, effectively so. HeroMarine takes it. 24 supply to 6 at the end of the day.